The year is 2099. Humans have been traveling in space for 150 years. Every part of our solar system has been explored. Missions to the nearest stars are on their way. But space travel has proved hazardous for human beings. And death lurks in the hostile environments of the planets and their moons. And so, through human ingenuity, a new breed of space explorer has been perfected. These are the SIMs, 5 super intelligent machines capable of operating in the most extreme and threatening conditions. Earthlink, the mighty spaceship which carries them across the void. On board is Lander, the transfer vehicle and sanctuary while on a mission. Inside are Legs, who tackles the most dangerous terrain. Wheels, the roving scientific detective. And Hover, the rescuer and scout. This team of trailblazers acts as agents for the human race, adventuring far into the solar system and beyond. Their destination, space. This is the story of their mission in 2042 to Venus, second planet from the Sun. Their one previous attempt to land on Venus had failed when they were beaten back by searing heat and crushing pressure. This time, the SIMs were better prepared, and collecting samples was their main objective. A handful of spacecraft had visited Venus before 2042. The first landing had been way back in 1970. But none of the earlier missions had returned with samples of Venusian rock for scientists on Earth to analyze.
Venus is one of the worst of our missions. We knew it would be hot. We knew the pressure would be immense. But we still weren't ready for what we found.
Right enough, Hover. My computer almost melted down. We had to leave without any samples.
And I started to buckle almost as soon as we landed. The only option was to abort the mission straight away.
If we fail this time, the International Space Agency will go for a whole new type of robot, and we are history. You'll have to prove that won't be necessary, Hover. The new equipment waiting for you at the space station should protect you effectively against the heat and pressure.
Final check. Main rocket ready to power up.
Main rocket has ignition. Full power in another 3 seconds. Okay, we're on the way to Venus, running at full power for 370 seconds.
Shutting off main rocket. Vector thrusters engaged. Correcting course for transfer orbit to space station. Station control. Confirming permission to dock. Request you fit the special equipment required for our Venus mission.
This time, we're to be strengthened so we can hold out against the atmospheric pressure. And there are supercooling kits for our electronics.
I'm to be fitted out with a new solar panel. It will generate extra electrical power for my ion rockets on this mission.
We'll be here for some time. What Earth images relevant to Venus can you show us?
Here we have Mount Vesuvius in Italy. It's active, and repeated eruptions have built up a huge lava cone topped by a crater. We think volcanoes on Venus will be similar.
But even bigger.
Certainly. Hotspots with lava bursting through at random, if Venus is still active.
This is a view of a hotspot on Earth, one of the hottest.
Death Valley, California.
That's right. At one point, the ground temperature can reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
Just like on Venus.
No, Legs. Positively Arctic compared with Venus. There, temperatures reach a sizzling 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt tin and lead. Not another planet in the solar system has a surface as hot as Venus.
Look, the ocean. Atmospheric pressure on Venus is so high, 90 times that of Earth, that moving on the surface is like being a deep-sea diver at 3,000 feet under that ocean.
That's why we all need strengthening kits. Work here is almost complete. Just time to review some historic missions, Earthlink?
Yes. Here's the Mariner 2 spacecraft from 1962. How primitive it seems now, but it was the first craft to send back useful data. It discovered how hot Venus is, for instance. Mariner 10 took the first good images in 1973.
The whole planet's covered in thick cloud.
Yes, and it's always like that. The only decent maps of Venus have been made using radar. Beams of radio waves, in other words. The two-craft Pioneer Venus mission arrived in 1978. One of the craft carried 4 probes. The largest probe was released first. It would hit the surface of Venus 40 minutes after separating. It was followed by 3 smaller probes 10 minutes later. All 4 plunged into the atmosphere and through the clouds. They transmitted data back to Earth while they descended. Then, as planned, they crash-landed on the surface. Meanwhile, the Pioneer Venus orbiter was making the first radar maps. If humans had eyes that could pick up radio waves, they wouldn't have a problem with Venus.
So just go over how those radar mappers worked.
The spacecraft was put into orbit way above the clouds. It bounced a beam of radio waves down to the surface. The signal reflected back to the spacecraft was used to build up a picture of the landforms on Venus.
And that's the way we've got all our maps of Venus, full of amazing detail. Mountains, plains, impact craters, all on a planet humans can never see with their own eyes.
The landscape revealed by Pioneer Venus was so intriguing, NASA decided to send an even better radar mapper, called Magellan. It was launched on the Space Shuttle Atlantis in 1989, then released in space and sent on its way to Venus.
All work and loading now complete.
We'll go over more of Magellan's radar views during our flight to Venus. Switching to ion drive. It will take about 4 months for our orbit to intercept Venus. Electrical power from the new solar panel will keep the ion drive up to speed. Here's where we're heading. Venus's orbit is 68 million miles from the Sun, 25 million miles closer than Earth's. Right now, Venus is about 110 million miles away from us, on the other side of the Sun. In some ways, Venus and Earth are twin planets, almost the same size and mass. Gravity is just slightly weaker on Venus. But there, the similarities end.
Yes, gravity will be the same, but the heat and pressure are far greater. We won't be staying more than a few hours in those demanding conditions. The atmosphere is made of poisonous and corrosive gases as well.
Certainly poisonous for humans. It's almost entirely carbon dioxide, and there's hardly any water. Worse for us are those dense clouds made of droplets of sulfuric acid.
It's like a medieval vision of hell.
We plan to look at more of the Magellan project now our flight is underway.
Yes, here it is. Those 2 solar panels were 12 feet square and generated a kilowatt of power. The 12-foot dish sent data back to Earth and beamed the radar signal down onto Venus. Magellan orbited over the north and south poles of Venus. It scanned the planet in long, narrow strips. The results are color-coded on this globe.
But Magellan didn't land. It couldn't return samples to Earth.
No, and that's why your task is tremendously important, Wheels. You have to get as many different rocks as you can. Legs will help you. He'll use his blasters to bring buried rocks to the surface. Like this.
The samples really are the top priority on this trip.
Now for some radar views of the landscape. It's pretty dramatic in places, and most of it has been shaped by volcanoes. Features like this are only found on Venus. This is called a corona. The rocks look as if they are buckling because of some enormous force pushing from below.
Impact craters. 3 of them together. Small meteorites burn up, but bigger ones get through.
It may be a tough place, but it's certainly fascinating.
4 months' travel ahead. Time to shut down into sleep mode to conserve energy. Something's wrong. We've insufficient electrical power. The ion drive keeps cutting out.
That's serious. We'll miss Venus by millions of miles unless we can fix it.
I read a malfunction on the new solar panel.
That could be the problem. Hover, you'll have to go out and check. See if anything has come loose.
Preparing for EVA now. It's very warm out here in the direct rays of the sun. My heat sensor reads your outer skin at over 200 degrees.
Move into the panel, Hover. Let's have a close-up view.
Expansion caused by the heat has moved it slightly.
It should snap back into place if you give it a gentle nudge.
How's that?
Well done, Hover. Power's back. Get on board and we'll fire up the ion drives. Next stop, the cloud tops of Venus. We're closing in fast. Aero braking will reduce our speed when we reach the outer atmosphere.
Lander, prepare for descent.
This one's going to be fun. I'm getting my parachute ready.
We're skimming the highest clouds and losing speed. Another orbit should slow us down sufficiently.
We'll burn up in the atmosphere if we go down too fast. My parachute will provide the extra braking required as we approach the ground. It's important to let the chute out at the right moment. Too soon, and it'll get torn to shreds by the high winds. Too late, and we'll go up in smoke. Look at the radar. What an astonishing landscape. We're flying over Gula Mons, the highest mountain on Venus. It's higher than Mount Everest. We'll be landing about 70 miles west of here.
Wind speed 500 miles per hour. We're taking a battering. Good. The parachute is stabilizing our descent.
Radar altimeter reads 30 miles. Cloud cover should thin out soon.
Surface coming up on visual camera. Jettison parachute.
Hover, wheels, and legs. Take no unnecessary risks. The heat means you might find sticky lava almost anywhere, anytime. Starting atmosphere tests. Wheels, this is your most important mission so far. No samples of rock from Venus have ever been taken to Earth. You're required to get as much variety as possible.
That's why I'll be exploring different lava flows. The additional cooling seems to be keeping my electronics working this time.
And my super strong stiffening is working too. Wheels, advise when you need help with ground braking.
My modifications are working well.
These are the hottest rocks in the solar system. Good thing my wheels have a high melting point. What's this shiny stuff? It looks like gold.
Check it out with your onboard analyzers.
False alarm. It's iron pyrites. Fool's gold.
Pity, now real gold would have been a find.
Next job is lava samples from below the surface.
Let's work on this together then. Prepare your scoop.
Okay, I'm ready to collect loose rocks.
Stand by for blasting. Have I stirred up enough of those deeper rocks?
It's exactly what the scientists were after. These samples look very different from the surface rocks.
Now we can check out the lava pancake wheels.
That's right. I'm on my way. We'll do this together. No other planet has circular lava domes like the pancakes of Venus.
I'm coming. You may need me. How's Hover getting on?
This is one of the most challenging places I've worked in. However, atmospheric analysis is successfully completed.
In that case, can you help? I could use a temperature reading for those lava flows.
Okay, that's easy. Wheels! There's something very interesting over here.
What is it, Hover? What have you found?
Yes, reading confirmed. The surface here is 50 degrees hotter than other local rocks. There could be fresh volcanic lava near the surface, possibly about to break through.
If so, it's an extremely important discovery. Evidence of active volcanism on Venus. Come on, Legs. We may need you again.
I'm right behind you.
It's even hotter here, and the going's tough. I'm not on firm ground anymore.
You're running into trouble. Try backing off.
Too late. I'm stuck. And all those samples are weighing me down. Can Hover take off some of the load?
Lander, we have an emergency. Wheels is glued down in sticky lava. Confirm it's okay for me to remove the sample pack? Confirmed. The samples are vital. Any failure this time, and the International Space Agency will design a new family of machines. Wheels, stop trying to move. All you're doing is digging yourself in more. Hover, remove the sample pack. We must return those samples. Sample pack secured, using maximum thrust.
Okay, it's swinging clear. Legs, blast away some of this goo. Then attach your winch to get me out now.
It's hard moving this sticky lava. We can't keep going much longer.
Speed up the rescue legs. Hover, fly that sample pack directly to me.
Lander, you're nearly out of fuel for your cooling systems. Once those samples are on board, prepare to abandon Wheels if necessary.
The samples are going on board right now. Surely Lander can wait a bit longer.
You have only 3 minutes.
I don't want to be left here. Use your winch, Legs.
Okay, I'm not sinking into the gunk too badly. The cable's attached. A big heave.
Yes, I can feel my wheels coming free. But now I've tipped over. Pull to the right, Legs. That's done it. Just in the nick of time. My computer is seriously overheating now.
Let's make a dash rate. Well, as fast as these conditions allow. Lander's getting ready to go without us.
Two minutes.
Hold on, Lander. We can make it.
Wait! Wait! You only just did it. I'll let the ramp back down.
That was nearly a disaster.
Thanks again, Legs.
Good to have you back. Leaving you would have lessened our success. Now, up to Earthlink without delay.
Thus, the super-intelligent machines complete their brilliantly successful mission of 2042, bringing back samples of immense value to Earth scientists. Masked for so long behind her serene cloud veil, Venus's terrifying surface has been explored, so resolving many of the mysteries surrounding her violent volcanic past.